Welcome back to Grand Adventure. I'm your host, Mark Guido, and we are in the Badlands of South Dakota. The past 24 hours have been interesting, and not necessarily in a good way. I'll tell you all about it on this episode, so stay tuned. So we are camped on the Buffalo Gap National Grassland in a beautiful spot just outside the entrance to Badlands National Park in a place called Nomad View Dispersed. We're camped right on the rim, right on the edge of the Badlands, overlooking the Badlands, kind of all of us spread out along the rim. We arrived around noon yesterday. It was hotter than hell. Got up into the mid-90s yesterday. So I kind of resigned myself to getting some video editing done and some chores around the RV, waiting for a cold front to arrive in the evening that was supposed to drop the temperatures about 20 degrees. When I say that we're right outside the national park, that's the Pinnacle's entry gate right behind our camp. About 30 minutes after we set up camp, a large herd of a couple hundred head of cattle literally moved into our camp. They're moving in. All right, I know that was a horrible pun. Needless to say, I can't let the dogs out right now. Not quite the friendly South Dakota locals that I was hoping for. Took a while, but after a while I was finally able to shoo them away. Hey ladies, I hear the grass is better over by that big Class A over there. Really? Go check it out, trust me. But not before they left behind, well, you know what herds of cattle leave behind. Zoe decided that it was something that would be great to roll around in. So, never been so grateful for having an outdoor RV shower in my life. Gave Zoe a thorough bathing with the outdoor shower. Probably 30 minutes later, she does it again. So she gets another outdoor shower. Now I'm starting to get concerned that I may not have enough water on me for my planned stay at the Badlands, which means I may have to take the pillow tank and go refill it. I'm trying to be really conservative with water right now, but we'll see how things go. Then as late afternoon rolls in, the National Weather Service issues a tornado watch for the area. Skies thicken and darken, and to our south there's a whole lot of lightning, and next thing I know, we're right in the direct path of a severe thunderstorm warning. They're talking about quarter-size hail, damage to vehicles expected, wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour expected. We did our best to batten down our hatches, as did all of our neighbors out there on Nomad View. By the time the storm finally hit, realized, as did most of my neighbors, that it was far safer to sit in the truck than it was in the trailer. So I rushed the dogs into the truck where we sat out the storm. We got extremely lucky. Looking at the radar echoes, it looks like the worst of the severe weather and that probable quarter-size hail passed just a couple of miles to our west. So we did escape without any damage whatsoever. That was the good news. Went to bed about right around 6 in the morning. I was awakened by this shot of hot liquid on my left arm. Turns out that Zoe had crawled into bed with me in the middle of the night and decided to puke at 6 o'clock in the morning. So instead of heading into Badlands National Park this morning, I am heading into Wall, South Dakota to the nearest laundromat, where I'm going to be doing all our bed linen. While in Wall, we took the opportunity to visit Wall Drug. Signs line the sides of I-90 for hundreds of miles in each direction, and I lost count of the number of signs per mile. An entire economy has sprung up in Wall surrounding Wall Drug. In reality, Wall Drug is little more than a cafe and a giant kitschy gift shop. But there's a lot of stuff to look at and activities for the kids, so it makes a great rest stop just off I-90. Of course, the highlight of the Badlands region is Badlands National Park. This is where two layers of the Great Plains meet one another with some stunning studies of erosion in between. South Dakota Route 240 forms a scenic loop drive through the park for 20-something miles. There's a campground in the national park, but honestly we far prefer our free campsite in Nomad View dispersed, especially for the price the concessionaire is charging in the campground. The national park is positively teeming with wildlife, including another large herd of American bison. There were bighorn sheep everywhere too. But wouldn't you know it, our cameras only found one within the lens range, and it was lying down, refusing to pose. This is the American prairie, and you can't have prairie without prairie dogs. The Roberts Prairie Dog Town is filled with thousands of the shy, vocal little critters. Just outside the eastern end of the national park is the Minuteman Missile National Historic Site, a welcome center of sorts that explains the impact of the placement of intercontinental ballistic missiles across the northern plains, aimed at Russia during the Cold War era. A number of displays in the center explain the program, but if you want to see the real deal, visit the Delta IX Minuteman missile silo just off I-90, 4 miles east of Wall. where you can see an actual missile sitting underground waiting for launch. The missile silo itself is under this glass roof, but it was really difficult to film in this position. So we hope that you've enjoyed visiting the Badlands of South Dakota with us. It's certainly been an interesting visit in many ways, but certainly an enjoyable one nevertheless. Now it's time for us to stop heading east. It's time to turn around and start heading west. The only thing I know for sure, well, two things I know for sure. One is that I have to pick up Mrs. Grand Adventure in Montana a week from tomorrow. The other thing I know is our next episode is going to be Devil's Tower in Wyoming. So we hope that you'll come along. If you're not yet one of our Grand Adventurers, hit that subscribe button now so you can come along with us in each and every episode. And if you hit that notification bell, you'll know each time that we do upload a new episode of Grand Adventure. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up down below. Also, hit us up in the comments section down below. We'd love to hear from you. And until next time, please remember, life is nothing but a grand adventure. We'll see you soon.